I'm still setting up my, let's see, I'm setting this up. All right, let me share with Meerkats, MS Meerkat. If you're watching this and you always want to be aware and you're on, oh, you're on, all right, all right, all right. So it's not going is well the camera. Chris, Chris is here. You know what, Chris? You are true blue. You are. You are true. I don't. I know. Hang on. All right. This is as good as it's going to get. Unfortunately, on Facebook, let's see, there is. Hi, Chris. I know, but I got a problem with the camera. All right, that's a little better. Is that better? That's better. Let me go. Okay. All right, that's a little better. It's a little better. All right, countdown to the summer hair going. I on Friday I get here we go. I get it all cut off. I get it cut off. I get it colored. My roots, everything. I know. I just this hair is so bad. Here, let me. What happens when you've got bad hair? You either wear a hat or you put it there. All right. Of course, this isn't about me. This is about you. That's why. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit. Hi, Betty Joe. You're my buddy. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about having MS. I read an article today that said that had Christina Aguilera. No, what is her? Chris is saying hi to Betty Joe. What is it? The Married with Children gal who was talking to the other two stars who are 49 and got diagnosed with the MS, and they're talking with each other about stem cell and about all the good things. But you know what? It's like the Big Applegate, Christina Applegate. Hi, Debbie. Just early on in the first year, or say the first 3 years you got diagnosed, I know that I went to support groups. Uh, I went to, and I looked around. I thought, I don't want to be these people. So these weren't my people. In the same way, hi Dee. In the same way, you end up going to a restaurant, looking around at the size of people eating there, their skin tone, and you have to make a judgment call. Are these my people? And if they're not your people, you need to go find your people. And it's so. Hi, Sarah. Um, it's amazing. So we have to find our people. And I discovered early on that I didn't find my people in support groups. It just because the support groups back in the late 80s, early 90s were a bunch of sad people sitting around complaining. Karen, complaining. it's true. There, the longer we have MS, the more we have to complain about. So you get a newly diagnosed person who attends these things, and yeah, it's you want to hear words of wisdom from somebody who's had it a long time, who can tell you, accentuate the positive, that you just don't want to hear all the bad things that happen, all the bad things. So today or yesterday, I want to talk about how I've been doing, and only in the event that you will connect with how I'm feeling. I have Ritalin, methylphenidate, think about Provigil, Nuvigil. A lot of us have these medications that are neurostimulants. Hi, Rob. I like the way. By the way, Rob, I like the way you like your burger. I like my burger like that. I like it too. Um, uh, so anyway, what I wanted to say is that so every day you get up and you assess, what do I feel like? What symptom do I want to put down? I mean, with me, I have pain. I have systemic pain due to chronic demyelination. My brain and my spine is filled with chickenpox of brain lesions, and therefore my brain perceives that I have the flu all the time. So I've got a choice. I wake up? I'm in discomfort right now, but I'm low. I'm really low energy. So yesterday I felt the same. So what did I do? I thought, let me take two Ritalins. Let me take two methylphenidate. Let me. So I took two of those. The side effect was that my pain, I felt worse, flu-like symptom, and my balance was worse. So every day you have a choice to take a medication that will help you get over a symptom that you perceive you can't deal with, at the expense of another symptom. It's like you push this down, another one might pop up. Uh, you know, it is. And Sarah's talking about she had such pain. She had such pain that she had to sleep to get through the pain. Get such pain, free comfort, just sleep. She had to get up. She had to get up. And you know what? I wake up sometimes in bed, and I've been sleeping in the same position. I have that pressure pad which blows up. I recommend everybody has that who doesn't move around on their bed easily. And it blows up different bubbles in your bed so that there's no pressure sores. It's kind of like turning you over, but it's not. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that, okay, so you take something for energy, right? You've got energy, throws off your this is what happened to me. Threw off my balance, made me more in pain. I couldn't see, my legs weren't working. So, uh, uh, any given day, the choice to rise above the exhaustion. Hi, Dennis. It's not. It's not a good idea. Not. Some days it's a great idea. Some days it is not. So doing that, taking that yesterday, I would have been better off living in a quagmire that is like a swamp of not being able to move, of exhaustion, because I could stand. I'd be able to stand. I wouldn't be as dizzy. So it would have been better. What happened was I was at the pool and I had to take a painkiller. The painkiller, Nucynta. I took a Nucynta. Nucynta is a very low dose painkiller, a little stronger than aspirin, or Tylenol or ibuprofen, but it is not as strong as, say, hydrocodone, that kind of stuff. It's very low dose. So I took that, and Gina also has that bedside. So I took that. So my question, not my question, so I get up in the morning, and sometimes the painkiller that I take, a low dose, will give me more energy. I have an appointment next Monday with my neurologist, and we're going to go and I asked my husband to attend because it's good that we have somebody go with us when we have advanced MS. And the reason why it's good to go is because it's hard to see how we progress because we don't like to think of our life getting worse. I mean, we train ourselves to accentuate the positive. So, so what happens? We're like a frog in a pot of water. The water is cool, right? And they put it on the stove, turn up the heat, and it starts to boil. So we don't know. Good morning, Richard. Just don't know. We don't know. So it's good to bring every once in a while. I only do this once every. This is the first time in years I brought my husband. So I have to bring him and let him tell the doctor what he sees, because and I've got to just distance myself from thinking it is an attack on my character. All right, so ups and downs every day drive Sarah crazy, and I know it drives Gina crazy, and so and Chris is going uh, to her neurologist on Thursday. Um, so it's ups and downs. At the beginning, I tell you, when I was first diagnosed, I was playing softball, and my legs started giving out, left leg. I have optic neuritis, so it was out in outfield, and they moved me to second base, which is great because my depth perception stunk, but my acuity, I knew exactly where the ball was, so it was flying at me. I know where on the plane it was, but I knew exactly where. So we can find goodness, but we can find goodness in benefits to the problems we're experiencing. We can find we can find goodness. So what is the goodness of any bad symptom? And I don't want to hear it from somebody who hasn't really dealt with a bad. Hi, Dee Dee. It hasn't really dealt with a bad symptom. You know what a bad symptom is, but there's something in every bad symptom to be grateful for. But it teaches us to lean in. We've got to learn to lean into the pain and not grab for medication to treat a symptom when sometimes we get to sit with the pain. We have to sit with the discomfort. Uh, all right, let's see. All right, so Karen says, had her 6 month appointment last week. Might be your last Ocrevus. Did you get tested for CD19 and 20? Get your blood work. CD19 and 20. CD. All right, if you're on Ocrevus or rituximab, if you're on the point, the pharmaceutical companies want you to have it every 6 months. The blood work. No, Jane's not here. Not yet. Uh, they want they want you to get it every 6 months. The blood test to see if it's working is the cell cluster CD19 and 20. It kills CD19 and 20. Hi, Kate. So what we have to do is find out how well that medication is suppressing our immune system, that cell cluster, before we regularly get it. I mean, if your CD and 19 and 20 numbers are below 6 and you're getting the medication, there's no point. All right, there's no point. So you don't have to pre-medicate. I like to look at blood work. I'm not a doctor, but I like to look at what is the goal of the medication I'm taking. What is the goal? Is it just to keep us from having an attack, or is it supposed to make us feel better? What CD19 and 20, those two things, right? The idea is that if you suppress the cell designator, it's a monoclonal, so it kills just the clonal. The CD kills it. If it's being effective, it should be able to be tested. But what do I know? All right, Kate said she'd suddenly got a mild hearing loss in the ear. Hearing problems was a thing in MS. Kate, hearing is a thing with MS. Because there's the auditory nerve and Karen said it can, but what are we trained to do? We are trained to act like it's not MS, right? Rule out everything before we consider it's MS. Before we know it's a nerve problem, we have to go to the ears, nose, and throat. Hi, Marion, ears, nose, and throat doctor, to determine if there's wax buildup, if the hearing loss is because of something mechanical. If everything has been ruled out, uh, and it's a new symptom, perhaps your neurologist, remember, I'm not a doctor, your neurologist may want you to have an MRI to find out if you've got a brain lesion that affects that auditory nerve. So it could be MS, but what do? We rule out everything that is not MS. All right. You know what, Karen? Print it out. Print out. Print it out. Print it out. CD 19 and 20. Don't, they have no idea what it is. Karen says she has, but she didn't. Her doctors Was it doctors who didn't know what? Call a lab, call a local lab and say, do you have a CD19 and 20 test? What is that? You know, Google it. Look online. Do your homework. Unfortunately, we've got to do we have to be our own doctors. They didn't know. Scary, scary. I think it's scary. Hi, Chad. I think Chad, Chad, you're an expert at this. Um, I think it's scary when the doctors can't don't know how to chemically measure the effectiveness of medication we're getting. They don't know. You're telling me, Kate, or I'm sorry, Karen, that they didn't know. Google it. Google it. Don't take my word for it. CD19 and 20. It creates that. I get a headache because I've been talking about this for probably 6 years. 6 years. I've been talking about CD19 and 20, and I don't know. You know what? You know Harriet Tubman. She had a great saying. She said, "I have I had worked hard to free 1,000 slaves, and I could have easily freed 1,000 more if they knew they weren't slaves. That they were slaves. Excuse me, if they knew they were slaves. The problem is that we live in this old time world where we actually believe that the doctors, like the old time doctors, would advise us and be the authority on 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 knowing when and how you get them. You know, in the olden days, they said they didn't want you to read the Bible, right? The Catholic priest did not want you to read the Bible. In fact, when the Gutenberg Bible was created, uh, they were killing people who had the Bible, and the reason why is because the priest was supposed to tell you. He was the expert. He knew what it meant, and to keep you from thinking for yourself, to keep you from thinking to yourself, he interpreted for you. Same thing with the doctors, to keep you thinking for yourself, right? We put our trust in the doctors. There is a mental slavery we have, and there's a correlation I'm trying to draw here. There, we are slaves to the doctors who dictate how they're going to treat our MS. Because of that, I have got a couple brain lesions that affect my balance. Because of that, it took me off Gilenia, and they waited to put me on rituximab. Gilenia caused me to have malignant melanoma. I think I got another spot right here. Let me see. Yeah, right there. I think that's malignant melanoma. I'm going to have to go to the doctor about that. But it's small. I just noticed it. It's kind of gray. Doesn't look right. Hi, Jane. Jane, so at one point, do we ask questions? We ask questions with these doctors to find out if they truly know what they're talking about. Are you treating me right? You know, I learned through MS Live that there's a test called CD18 and 19 and 20. CD19 and 20. You threw me. You threw me, Sarah. I learned that. And when the doctor says, I don't know anything about that. All right, here's my question for you. Just because they don't know the truth, does that mean the truth is not there? The truth doesn't exist, right? Does that mean that there's no such thing as the CD19 and 20 blood test that I insist on getting now that I know, but unfortunately I had to fail. I had to just get me bad way before I knew to ask the neurologist. Now I I don't trust doctors. I don't trust them. I just don't trust them because they're not like the doctors, the family doctors that everybody went to, and uh, the doctor would say, I want you to do this, and you could do it and know that that doctor wanted you to be in the best health possible. The continuing education uh, was so important to him. I don't know. I think those of us with MS, we get to a point where the, so many of the neurologists say you've got secondary progressive. I am thinking what they must be thinking. Uh, you're not the happy chipper or cane walking occasionally person that I met years ago. Now, our friends start thinking, our close friends, they don't want to walk with us anymore. Of course, we're on scooters. It's family members don't pop over as much as, you know, so you have to ask yourself, you got to be your own advocate. You've got to be advocate for each other, right? I'm here to let you know that I know what you're going through because what I'm going through is not special, right? It's not special. It's what the more I realize that I deal with something that is really hard, the more I realize that I am not alone. I am not alone. Jazz, if you're still watching, I was thinking about you. Believe it or not, I was thinking about you the other day because you were on Limtrada. Remember when you were on Limtrada? I was thinking about your history and your progression and your frustration and the pain that because you're a smart guy, Jazz. If you're still watching, you're a smart, able-bodied you, and to see it taken and the lack of control, it just it's heartbreaking. But what can you control? The key is that we have to have some control in our life in order to exist, to have any kind of meaningful life. MS, they discovered, well, yeah, I'm not going to tell you, we have a higher rate of suicide than anybody without MS, right? On average, right? And it's true if we concentrate on the misery. Hi, Diana. If we concentrate on the cup being half full instead of the opportunity God's bringing us because of having more difficulties, if we allow God to use us and to reach out and help each other, then it actually may be worth it. All right. All right, Gina says, I asked if the levels of my neuro is uh, that is, yeah, bizarre, bizarre, Gina. I read you. Gina's saying that she asked her doctor, and they said that's why they have study. That's why they have studies. All right, and Kate, let me go back and look. All right, let's see. But you know what? Remember, okay, now effectiveness of medication, especially when you have medication, disease modifying medications, DMDs, are only effective at suppressing future attacks, right? There is relapsing remitting. We weren't going to call it relapsing remitting anymore. We're going to call it active disease. You have an active disease, right? So there's one disease called relapsing remitting. You take Ocrevus, you take Rituxan, you take Lemtrada, you take Gilenya, Tysabri, you take all these medications to prevent you from having attacks. Active, to be in remission, right? That's the first. Well, the problem is that when you have holes, you've had all these problems, right? You've had all these attacks. Now this old damage becomes a secondary disease, secondary chronic progressive. That is old damage. That can take place either alongside of active MS. So say you've got 10 years. So now you're not feeling as well. Now the nerves are breaking. You're not able to be as well as you once were. Right? You can have both of them beside these medications. All right. Now, suppose you don't have active disease anymore. You don't have relapsing remitting. There's nothing active. Your MRIs have been stable for the past 5 years or so. So you only have the secondary chronic progressive. You don't have that. Guess what? You don't have active disease anymore. You have secondary chronic progressive only, right? Here's the thing. The thing is that no disease modifying medication is going to make you feel better. Nothing will make it better. So you have to treat the symptom. You have to treat the energy. You have to eat so your body's not in inflammation. You have to exercise. You have to rehab. You have to learn to use the body. So that is the only way you're going to feel good. All right. Uh, that is it. Remember. And then there's those of us like me who have active MS along with because I've had it say 30 plus years. I had so my old damage is making me feel bad, but guess what? I still have active disease. So I have to take rituximab to keep this guy from getting damage that will eventually lead to me feeling worse. Okay. All right. Okay. I hope I explained that pretty well. Uh, all right. Okay. All right. Let me see. Karen is there had no flares in 13 years and no need to continue. All right, Karen. So you haven't had any flares. You have Karen's talking about 13 years that she hasn't had any flares. But what I see is that you're not feeling as well, right? No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I can't look at the history of MRIs and tell you either way, Karen. But if you were your own doctor, if because you have to be, you have to get all lab work that the doctors are looking at, everything, and put it in front of you. You need copies of your CD19 and 20. In fact, you know what? If your neurologist won't order it, call your general practitioner and ask your general practitioner, can you please write me lab work for CD19 and 20? Um, uh, there is more ways to get to the end, the means to the end, right? All right, let's see. I saw something about you, Kate. You know what, Kate? You got to be careful with steroids. Too much steroid, and any steroid, unless it's an actual attack, an actual active attack. Unless that is, doing steroids is more harmful than good. The side effects of steroids are awful on the bone. It awful on the bones. It predestines you to osteoporosis, which I have. Um, it is bad if you have diabetes. It increases your blood sugar. There is makes you all crazy. Uh, uh, so Kate, what I would do, Kate, because remember, Kate is wondering if her hearing is affected because of an MS attack. What I would do, Kate, instead of thinking steroids is a solution, I'd call a ear, nose, and throat doctor if it were me. All right, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. So take what I say with a grain of salt. All right, what I would do is I'd call an ears, nose, and throat specialist and make sure that my hearing is it's mechanical. Could be a simple solution. They may just wash the wax out of your ear. All right. If you check out and everything's clear there, you can call your neurologist, Kate, and say, I'm losing my hearing on one ear, uh, uh, and the ears, nose, and throat doctor has not found anything mechanical. Uh, should I have a brain MRI? I don't know. Is this an attack? At that point, hopefully your neurologist will order a brain MRI and discover if it is an attack or not. Only at that point should that doctor consider intervention. Again, intervention. But at that point, it's like steroids. All right, and Chris is given the same suggestion. No, no, it's on B cell levels. Each of our white blood cells, Sarah is specifically asking if CD19 and 20 refers to our B cell. No, our white blood cells have cell clusters, have little fingers, all right, around. Little fingers. They got 100 to give you an idea of this vaccination for COVID, is a monoclonal antibody that affects, I believe, cell cluster 4. So it kills this one. All right. So CD19, keep going. Each one of these subclusters tell the cell what its job is to do, right? Purify the blood, get rid of the kidneys. All right, CD19 and 20 tell the cell, all right, tell the cell myelin is foreign, it's bad. It's an antibody. It is not of the body. So these medications kill 19 and 20. So the rule that I have read in the studies is it's got to be under 6. When you first take those medications, you're at a 0. It kills 19 and 20, and it can stay below 6 for anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half. 2 years. Some Hopkins had seen people who had one dose and never got another dose, and so that is what it is. It's not. It doesn't kill a cell. It doesn't kill the white blood cell. It's not radical chemo. I know we with MS love to say, "Well, I did chemo." You didn't do chemo. Rituximab and Ocrevus is a monoclonal shot injection. It kills specific cell clusters. Remember, pretend I got a lot of fingers around. So it kills the cell clusters. All right. Okay. 7 months after it. You know what? Sarah, that is awesome. And Sarah demonstrates that she had the CD19 test, blood test, and she had to wait for it to repopulate before she got the next injection. The reason why that is so good is it's cheaper on the copay. You don't have to, if you get it once a year or every 9 months, it's cheaper on your wallet, easier on your body. You know what? Easier on your body. You're not taking medication to kill something that doesn't need killing. Okay. Let's see. Chris is all right. So Richard's talking about. All right, about THC and CBD oil, these type of things for pain and spasticity and to treat symptoms. Richard, I'm with you. Medical marijuana to me, at my point, I haven't done that in about a year and a half. Why? Because I remember. Every single time I've tried medical marijuana, it makes me dizzier. It makes me hungrier. The side effects makes me more tired. The side effects are worse for me. All right. To be all right, and James saying that a lot of these doctors don't want us to be educated. You know what? And Will's with us. Will, all right, and thank you for the time check. All right, so what I like to do is keep your primary care provider in the loop. Just And the reason why is because if you run out of specific medications, all of a sudden you need ditropan or you need baclofen, it's good to be able to call up and say, and tell the doctor. I had a meeting with my doctor. He says, I don't know MS. I said, I do. I do. And the problem is that I go to a world-renowned neurological doctor that it's so hard to get them to respond sometimes that he responds within 3 4 hours. So I'd say, you know what? I'm going to give you a copy of every test. I have every MRI just so you're in the loop and you have that information. But I'm also, I call up the general practitioner, PCP, and I say, Dr. Spector, I have a UTI, a urinary tract infection. And he trusts me. He used to, many doctors will make you go in and pee in a container, right? Um, I don't have UTI, so since I take the cranberry supplements, so it's been probably 4 years since I had that, but it's the symptoms of a UTI, the symptoms, right? Burning pain, frequent urination without going a lot, smelly urine, just you have these symptoms. And I'll tell you, it's better to err on the side of not having it, right? Not having it, going in and to your general practitioner and just peeing in a cup and having them determine if you have that, because uh, different urinary tract infections respond to different antibiotics. Okay, Karen. All right, it's good. Karen, that is really interesting. So the you have a cervical, the cervical spine and the brain MRI next week. Do yourself a favor, Karen. Anybody watching, get a hold of your MRIs, all of them. As long, go to the facility that had them. Get see if they can either give you the film or get it on. See, let me see. Get it on. I'm going to show you here. Yeah. Get all of your MRIs. Get all of your tests. I have a file, MS file, and that file is filled with blood tests. With I'm tripping over it. All right, it's filled with that, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing because when I like to look at that. I like the lab work from the radiologist. They tell you it's consistent with having activity, uh, disease activity from the last MRI, and it's so it's good to it's like another doctor has to look at the MRI and report their findings to the neurologist based on the last MRI. You know what, Karen? That's awesome. All right, so you get this next MRI, and you talk to them. Karen, you know what? I think you've got a competent doctor, neurologist. Right? Tell me, are they ordering this MRI to make sure you're on the 14th year of no disease activities, with the idea that they're going to stop disease modifying medications because at this point, active, right? You only take disease modifying medications if you're active, you've got this disease, because we know, Karen, you've had MS so long, you have the secondary exposed old damage. That's going to happen. But why are you taking medication? So your neurologist wants to make sure you're on the 14th year of being in remission, and they're going to make the educated call to stop you on Ocrevus. That that is competence. That is competence. The only thing that was scary is that they don't. Karen, I read you said they don't know what the CD19 test is. That and what I say, go to msfrontiers.org. There, I've got articles. I've got print them out and hand it to the doctor. Hand it. Hand it to the doctor. Say, you know what? Don't kill me because I ask questions. I have to ask questions. I was at the pool the other day, and somebody there said to me, "You are not vaccinated?" And I said, "What on earth makes you think I'm not vaccinated?" It just, again, I don't report a lot of what I'm going through, but I'll tell you that I gather information. I that, you know I would rather shop for the best deal rather than to use money to buy things. So all right, and Jane said, yeah, you can get the test strips for urinary tract infection. You can get the test strips to be in a cup and dip it in the cup. If it reveals that you have a urinary tract infection, uh, you can either go. I like if it reveals that the test strips, and I have that, then I may go to the. In fact, I will always go to the general practitioner, primary, and just test it, find out what medication will, because I make it go away. And I want to do that because I don't want to. I don't think I'm healthy enough to go through Cipro, a series of Cipro for 10 days, where it's destroying all good bacteria. So I don't want to do that at the end of that and find out it didn't kill the urinary tract infection. So to me, I would much rather than say, oh, you have got this type of urinary tract infection, and we use this to treat it. So, all right. So, I don't know why I can't see this thing. I know. I know. I think this is computer glasses. I no, these are dirty. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah. You know why? You know what? Gina says that they don't like, her doctors in Canada don't like to hand over information, medical information. You know what? But if it's got your name on it, right? I don't know about the laws in Canada, but the laws in the United States, if it's got my name on it and I'm paying for it, I want the results. Oh, makes me so. You know what makes me mad? It's not so much that they do these things to us. It's to me, I think it's bullying. The medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, I think it has progressed to the point where I feel like they're bullying people. The insurance industry, they're bullying. They're bullying. They're bullying. I went to get my rituximab, and no, I went and got reclass for the osteoporosis, and they put up a saline bag to you know, it was labeled hydration. So they gave me the saline. Well, guess what? I got a letter from my insurance saying that the claim was denied, that I did not need hydration therapy. So the hospital, what they did is they tried to I don't know, they tried to get it approved. You know what? Those jerks are trying to bully. They don't want to pay for it. I'm going to go to war. I'm going to make them pay for it. But you guys understand. You guys are being bullied. I'm being bullied. We are all being bullied. We're being bullied with what to take, what not to take, uh, and it gets tiring after a while. After a while, it gets tiring. Um, I appeal it. Yeah, they appealed it. The appeal was denied. Uh, uh, so I got a letter saying the appeal was denied. I'm gonna double appeal it. You know what? The fight is on. The fight is on. Okay. Anyway, it's 11:57. What I need you to do is go to the bathroom, get some water, and we're gonna do we're gonna come back and do some exercising. And you know what? Injustice when it's to one person is bad, but when I see injustices down, down, when you report this, when you report that your doctor, your neurologist doesn't know what CD19 and 20 is, when these basic things, when it's like that is unacceptable for me. It's just unacceptable. But we're here together. We're going to support each other. CD19 and 20. Look at it. All right. Go to msfrontiers.org. Please follow me, subscribe to my channel, and let me pray us out. Heavenly Father, thank you for everybody who participated today. Lord, just make us each instrument of thy peace. Allow us to feel better than we actually feel physically. Allow us to help each other and be less of us, more of you, Lord. Uh, you have the beauty in all the world, and we feel your love in the participation with each other. Lord, make us stronger in faith in you. In Jesus' name I give thanks. Amen. All right. I will see you guys on in 5 minutes. Go to the bathroom, get some water, and we're going to be live on YouTube exercise in a minute. All right, in 5 minutes. Talk to you soon.